Welcome to Mission Control for this explainer. I am your flight director, and today we're running a full-scale flight simulation for Cambridge Accounting 9706. Our objective on the main console? The behavioral aspects of budgeting. We're going to treat this exam paper exactly like a complex flight system that requires absolute, flawless execution. We're looking at targets, incentives, and motivation not just as textbook ideas, but as a dynamic system you must navigate to secure maximum marks. So, strap in. All right, let's look at the pre-launch telemetry and ask the big question. Why do so many capable students crash and burn on this specific topic? To understand this, let me introduce you to two pilots we see in the exam hall every single year. First, there's pilot Alex. Alex overcomplicates every single data calculation, burning way too much time and fuel, and completely misses the human element. Then we have pilot Sam. Sam just writes whatever comes to mind, ignores the structural boundary constraints of the question, and risks total systemic breakdown. Today, we're using hard data from the principal examiner reports to make sure your flight path avoids the traps that take down Alex and Sam.
Here is your pre-flight checklist. We'll clear Section 1, Core Principles and Theory. Move to Section 2, the Procedural Framework. Hit Section 3, the Method Mark Strategy. Secure Section 4, Mastering Critical Analysis. And finally, Section 5, Top Examiner Warnings.
Let's initiate Section 1, Core Principles and Theory, the foundation of budgeting. The theoretical architecture of this entire topic relies on systematic analysis. You literally cannot just state that a budget target is motivating or demotivating based on a gut feeling. That's how pilot Alex crashes. You have to ground all your behavioral evaluations in hard data and logical deduction. The examiners are scanning your telemetry for evidence-based reasoning derived directly from the specific scenario provided on your console. Now, look at the warning flashing on the approach trajectory screen. This is a direct alert from the examiners. Students consistently confuse key terminology when discussing targets and incentives. If you don't define your terms, you're flying blind. You absolutely must explicitly define your key terms right at the start, before you even attempt to evaluate them in an extended response. Setting that baseline acts as your navigation lock, showing the examiner exactly what parameters you're working within. To successfully clear orbit, top-performing candidates showcase these three theoretical pillars. First, as we just locked in, establish precise definitions. Second, identify causal relationships. What that means is, how does this specific bonus incentive directly trigger this specific worker behavior? Cause and effect. And third, integrate cross-topic connections. If you can link a behavioral budgeting issue back to, say, variance analysis or standard costing from elsewhere in the syllabus, you instantly elevate your flight path from standard to elite. Section 2, the procedural framework. Step-by-step methodology. Let's map the approach trajectory. Activating the high-tech UI overlay, here is your non-negotiable operational sequence. Never just start writing blindly. Step 1, deconstruct the command keywords. Treat them as rigid system parameters. Step 2, extract the relevant data. Step 3, select your analytical framework. Step 4, execute with clear, precise notation. And Step 5, verify the results. Pilot Sam always tries to skip Step 1 and jump straight to execution. It results in a complete system crash every time. Follow the sequence and no data gets left behind. Listen closely, because hitting the right numbers is only half the mission. Your data interpretation has to operate within strict structural boundary constraints. The examiners demand proper headings, the absolute correct terminology, appropriate formats, and crystal clear annotation. If your presentation is messy, your system fails compliance checks and you bleed easy marks. Section 3, the Method Mark Strategy, earning points for process. Simulation pause. Flight director overriding the system for a second. Before we fire the secondary boosters to secure maximum marks and optimize your flight path, I need you to do something crucial. Subscribe to Ace the Exams right now, @AceTheExams, and turn on all notifications so you never miss a mission briefing. Okay, simulation resuming. Here's the secret weapon. Process equals marks. Even if your final calculation encounters a critical failure, clearly demonstrating your extraction, interpretation, and relationship mapping process acts as your safety net. Map your logic clearly on the page, and you capture those method marks every single time. Section 4, Mastering Critical Analysis, giving you the evaluative edge.
Warning, we often see a critical roadblock mid-paragraph right about here, where a student's evidence links completely fail. To save the trajectory, I'm injecting a structural template to override the console. A perfect evaluative answer demands balanced comparative analysis. On one side, you have to identify similarities using comparative connectives and rock-solid supporting evidence. But then, on the flip side, you must identify the differences. And the real secret? You have to draw firm conclusions about their relative importance. This weighting of evidence proves you are actually analyzing the system, not just summarizing the manual.
Let's run a live interactive viewer radar challenge. Simulation 1. Imagine a 60-second visual countdown clock on your screen right now, alongside a massive complex data block about a new factory bonus scheme. Your job is to locate the core variable by hitting these 3 requirements. First, question the assumptions. Is the data assuming workers only care about money? Second, consider different perspectives. The production manager's view of that incentive is going to look wildly different on the radar than the floor worker's view. Finally, justify every single decision with concrete evidence. Time's up. If you didn't hit all 3, your evaluation falls flat. Section 5. Top Examiner Warnings. Dissecting the specific pitfalls to avoid. Time for Simulation 2 Debris Detection. Let's track the 3 most fatal student errors that create system drag. Number 1, confusing cause and effect. Did the tight budget cause the low morale, or did the low morale cause the budget to fail? Get it right. Number 2, forgetting to run compliance checks on format and presentation. And number 3, the ultimate mission failure, providing a generic, textbook answer that ignores the specific business context on your screen. If your answer isn't custom fitted to the given scenario, it's debris. Mission accomplished. I am seeing Pilot Alex and Pilot Sam confirming a successful full-mark touchdown sequence based on this exact telemetry. Look at this quote from the syllabus creators themselves. Top-performing students exhibit connected, conceptual understanding transferable to unfamiliar contexts. That is the whole ballgame. You are taking this high-level system logic for targets, incentives, and motivation, and flawlessly adapting it to whatever crazy, unfamiliar scenario the exam throws onto your radar. Let's distill this session into your final pre-flight questions scan checklist. You know the framework, you know the behavioral traps, and you know how to build a structurally sound answer. The final question is, how will you apply this to your next unfamiliar dataset? Before you log off the console, make sure you subscribe to AC Exams at ace-the-exams, hit that notification bell, and drop a comment below sharing your specific subject and tier. Keep your systems optimized, and I'll see you in the next explainer.